Hello students, I am Professor S.C. Gulati from School of Engineering and Technology, Noida International University. Today our topic of study is second law of thermodynamics. Before we go to second law, let us recapitulate what we studied yesterday, that is the first law of thermodynamics. According to first law, energy cannot be created, it cannot be destroyed, it can only be transformed from one form to other. Whenever a system undergoes a cyclic change, the algebraic sum of work transfers is equal to algebraic sum of heat transfers, which means heat and work are interchangeable. First law deals with conservation of energy. When a thermodynamic process is carried out, energy is neither gained nor lost, balance is maintained. However, the first law does not state which processes or cycles will take place and which will not take place. It has limitation. We can see some practical examples. We have a moving vehicle, we apply brakes. Kinetic energy is consumed, heat energy is produced in the brake. But if you want to reverse this process, that is supply heat to the brakes, and we want the vehicle to run, it will not take place. When we have two bodies, one hot body, one cold body, we put these two in touch, heat will flow from hot body to cold body, but it never flows from cold body to hot body. Similarly, when we have a battery, we put resistance across its terminals, the energy will be dissipated along resistor will be heated up. But if you want to supply heat to resistor and charge the battery, it won't happen. That means certain processes will take place, certain will not take place. That answer is not given by first law. The answer to this question is provided by second law of thermodynamics. That is the beginning of the second law. So we write on the basis of these two, the second law has been framed. But before we go to second law, we must understand three terms, that is the heat reservoir, heat pump and heat engine. Heat reservoir is a body which has very high heat capacity, so that if any heat is added or subtracted to it, the temperature does not change. Theoretically speaking, temperature does change, but the change is so small that it will not be noticed. For all practical purposes, we can treat this body as a fixed temperature. Heat reservoir can be two types. High temperature heat reservoir, which gives out heat, is called heat source. Low temperature heat reservoir, which absorbs heat, is called heat sink. Heat pump, heat engine is used to convert heat into work. Heat engine takes heat from higher temperature source, converts part of it into work and rejects part of it into sink. The efficiency of heat engine is determined by the amount of work it produces out of heat it has taken from the source. Heat pump takes out heat from a low temperature body, we add some work to it and it rejects heat at high temperature. The performance of the heat pump is measured in terms of coefficient of performance, which is the heat taken out from low temperature divided by the work given to the pump. So heat pump, heat engine and heat reservoir are three terms which will be used further in thermodynamics. The second law has been stated by two different scientists. First statement was given by Clausius, which says heat cannot flow from low temperature to high temperature without the aid of external agency. Second statement was given by Kelvin Planck. It says it is impossible to construct an engine which while operating in a cycle will exchange heat only from single source and produce work. In other words, it is not possible to construct an engine which will take heat from a source and convert entire heat 100% into work. Some heat must be ejected to the sink. These two statements, Clausius statement and Kelvin Planck statement, even though they appear not connected, but these two are equivalent in all respects. Any of the two statements can be taken as an expression of second law of thermodynamics. It is possible to prove that the two statements are equivalent by taking simple example. We have one heat pump and one heat engine. Heat pump is taking heat from the sink, which is at T2 temperature, and delivering heat Q2 directly to the source without any aid of external agency. So this violates Clausius statements. Heat engine on the other hand takes heat from the source, Q1 heat, converts part of it into work, Q1 minus Q2, and the Q2 is rejected here to the sink. It does not violate any statement, it does not violate any law. These two systems together, if you look, for the sink, Q2 heat is coming in, Q2 heat is going out. Effectively, the sink has no role because this Q2 heat can be sent here. So sink is disconnected because Q2 heat coming out can be taken as Q2 heat going in, and the two source being same temperature can be treated as a single source, and we have a system now which takes heat Q1, gives back heat Q2. That means heat taken from the source is Q1 minus Q2 and the heat work produced is Q1 minus Q2. That means it's a system which is taking heat Q1 minus Q2 from source and converting the entire thing into work, which is not possible. That means it is violating Kelvin Planck statement. So we can see if Clausius statement is violated, Kelvin Planck statement is also violated. It's also possible to prove the other way around. That is, if a system violates Kelvin Planck statement, it will also violate the Clausius statement. From this it proves that the two statements are exactly equivalent in all aspects. That completes second law of thermodynamics. In the next lecture we will cover Carnot cycle and Carnot theorem.